late 2011, this thing came out, which technically came out in 2012. A lot of people will say came out in 2012. Well, I know several people that got this in 2011 near the end of the year, and technically that makes this thing 10 years old. It's hard to believe that 2011 is now 10 years ago. You know, it wasn't long ago we were talking about Uncharted 3, Batman Arkham City. I mean, Modern Warfare 3. I mean, there's so many games that came out that year, you know, and we're just, the time has flown by all this time. And talking about this, I'm gonna talk about the what my thoughts are on it now in 2021. Oh, well, I can tell you one thing. I don't use this thing anymore. I've played a lot of hours on this. There's a lot of games on this. There's a lot of great stuff on here if you love RPGs, especially the Japanese ones. Japanese RPGs hit this thing like it's on fire. I mean, this thing is perfect for that genre. Um, like Persona 4 Golden, for example, the best game on the handheld. Um, and they still haven't released it for PS4, PS5, Xbox. They. I don't know what Atlas is doing. I mean, do they not want money? I mean, I will give them $50 if they release Persona 4 Golden on PS4 or Xbox or PS5. I mean, that game is worth that. So and but they release it for $20 on Steam, which is a steal, by the way. But they haven't released it to modern consoles. I mean, Persona 4 Golden is the definitive way to play Persona 4. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's get going, Atlas. Come on. And you haven't even touched Persona 3. I mean, that game has been uh, ancient for years. For on stuck on PS2 and PSP. You got to do something with Persona 3 as well. That game gets no love from you guys at all. But this video shouldn't be about Atlas and what they're not doing. This thing is about the PSP, or the Vita, which is the PSP's successor, the sequel to the handheld. Everybody knows this. What's funny is a lot of people don't know this thing even exists. There's people on Twitter that will have the hashtag bring PSP back or something, something involved with PSP. And we need a PSP2. We need a PSP2. And their, avatar is Steph Curry or, some sort of Milwaukee Bucks avatar. And it's just like, dude, you don't even obviously and look, look, if you're not playing video games daily, if you're not into that, if you don't follow news, you're obviously not going to know what this is. And the more and more time passes, the more people won't know about this. And I all I got to do is post a picture of an image of the Vita, and they just like the image. They don't have a response because they're like, oh wow, they're like shocked, like, oh, I can't believe there was that actual sequel. I didn't even know about it. And that's probably Sony's own fault for lack of support. I mean, it seems like when the game first the game seems like when the system first came out, they were already abandoned ship. There's a lot of stuff coming out for it. A lot of, like I said, a lot of JRPGs, a lot of they experimented with some Call of Duty, with a Call of Duty. A lot of experimentational games, some gimmick games like Little Deviants, which I did not like because of the stupid touch controls. A good game that could have a good game ruined by stupid controls and gimmicks. Um, so and quickly, the more and more Vita games you played in its life cycle, those gimmicks would soon disappear. Just like the six-axis controls on PS3 would disappear. Just like the speaker on the PS4 would disappear. Occasionally, you would get one from time to time, but it disappeared. And who knows? Maybe the haptic triggers on PS5 will disappear. That feature seems to be staying, but who knows? But anyways, the PS Vita though, uh, man, this game, this system, it's a good. Like I said, it's good. All right, if you're into the right genres. If you're into the first person shooter genres, you're probably going to get, you know, mid to maybe mediocre FPS games. I mean, unless if it's Killzone Mercenary. But Killzone Mercenary kind of just feels like one of those free to play mobile games in a way where it's like it feels good, it's quality, but at the same time I'd rather just play it on PS3 or PS4. Actually PS3 because the PS4 Killzone game is it's kind of meh, especially when the servers are dead now. There's no reason to play Killzone Shadowfall anymore, but I tell you what, I'd rather play Killzone 2 and 3 than I would Mercenary. I think Killzone Mercenary is a little bit overrated, in my opinion. Just like I think how the whole Vita in itself is a little bit overrated in the community standpoint. Like Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty, they're always talking about Vita Island. Well, I want off that island because I'm bored. Look, this thing won't even turn on. You know why? I haven't touched it. I usually plug it in to charge it to keep the battery up. That way it's not completely dead. It's bad on the battery, obviously. But I only do that to keep the battery charged and up. Um, and then I never touch it again for another 6 months. This thing is really just kind of a paperweight at this point. Uh, I love racing games. You guys know this if you watch the channel as of late. I love racing games. I buy a ton of racing games. This freaking thing only has like 3 racing games. Okay, and good ones, anyways. Like the Sonic. We all know about the Sonic transforms. That game is good, but it's like, come on, you can only play that game for so long before we're bored of it. Gran Turismo PSP. Come on, that game doesn't even have a career mode. I want my career mode in my Gran Turismo games. Uh, Ridge Racer PSP, which is by far and away the best racing game on the system, and it's not even on the Vita. You could buy the Vita Ridge Racer game, but that game isn't any good. They really dropped the ball with that one. But man, I tell you, I'm disappointed in the Vita. It had a good lot. It had kind of had a good run to it for a little bit, and I believe it's still pushing out games for it, which is good. But also, Sony doesn't want you to buy games for it because they're disconnecting card information where you gotta like make it more difficult and impossible and more of an inconvenience to buy these games on there. So any card information is getting erased for Vita and PS3. It's like, come on, Sony. Like, well, what is this? So well, so what are my overall thoughts on the Vita? I feel like it has a good system. I'm not saying this system is bad. If you love JRPGs, which I do, but I can't play them, religiously all the time. I gotta play at least one or two, maybe twice a year, or one a year, because I like to play a lot of games. I play large quantities of games at one time sometimes. If I play a JRPG, I really gotta take a back burner on those games and cool it and focus on that one. Like I said, this is a great system. And it had great graphics. It still does have awesome graphics. And it has an OLED display before the Switch OLED even came out. So, it has cutting edge features that Nintendo still can't even keep up, and its competitors still can't keep up. Some phones today don't even have OLED displays. We're just now getting OLED displays on the latest iPhones. So this has cutting edge technology even for 2021. So this thing was a great, like, just technical masterpiece, a powerhouse, you know. But unfortunately, I don't know. It's just people wanted the 3DS more. I never had a 3DS. I still have yet to even own one. I never owned a DS. I never owned a 3DS. The last Nintendo portable system I had was the Game Boy Advance SP, and I barely touched that thing. Kind of just like this. Maybe portable gaming is just not for me. Obviously, it isn't, right? Because when I go out to eat or socialize outside, I'm not playing games. I'm usually just hanging out or talking to someone or just enjoying the environment. I'm not, playing games. I'm not walking down the street and, oh, I got to play my game while I'm walking. It's just not my thing. I don't do that. When I'm out, I'm thinking about the game I'm gonna play when I get home. Oh, I'm playing Gears 3 right now, or and I'm playing Syndicate, right? I'm not being like, oh man, I wish I could play that right now on the road. No, I'm gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to get home so I can play that because it's gonna be, it's gonna be a cheaper experience if I play it on the road anyways. Just like the Switch Lite. I had that Switch Lite, and my due to my living conditions, it was perfect. It was the perfect system. This is another reason why I got this too. The living conditions that I was in at the time, it fit perfectly because I didn't have a television at the time. So if you don't have any television, if you don't have any sort of way to play a console or a PC, that's perfect. Just like I did right for that. That's why I liked the Switch Lite for so long when I did like it. I regretted buying the Switch Lite now, obviously, because I want the regular Switch, but at the time it was perfect. But now that I've grown out of that living edition, I'm in a better spot now in my life. Then I kind of just want to just play on a normal TV now, how I used to back in the day. So portable gaming is probably not for me. If Sony announced another one, I would obviously want to get it because I own everything PlayStation. I've owned every PlayStation system, except for the latest PS5, which I'll have eventually. I'm not paying $800, $900 for just one system. I want to pay $500 for the system. That's what the console's worth. It's not worth the price of a PC. It just isn't. Maybe if it came with some stuff, absolutely it's worth $800. If it came with a couple of games, maybe a headset, absolutely $800. But by itself, yikes. But but yeah, this is a rambling video. This isn't like one of those professionally done documentaries of the Vita. And here we go, we got the Vita here, and it came out at this such and such time, and the build up was pretty good. And everybody was hyped. This isn't about that. This is just me, a bald dude, talking about a handheld system. That's all it is. All right. So if you expected anything professional editing or whatever, you're not gonna get that because I don't edit my videos. I do one take of them, and that's it. I upload it. So this is here. It's all in one take. I didn't practice this or anything. Just at the top of my head. So the Vita, it was if you can homebrew this thing, do it. I would pay someone to do it, but I don't know anywhere near me who knows the brains to do this. Nobody I know in real life games, unfortunately, and they don't know any about this homebrew stuff. So unfortunately, my luck, I haven't found anyone that can do that. So I personally want to get back into this if it's homebrew, because I can play any PSP game I want. I could play any sort of Nintendo game on it that's capable of the hardware. Um, but yeah, I gotta, if I'm gonna play this ever again, I'm gonna get some homebrew on it. But that's it. That's the Vita. 10 years later, just me rambling about the Vita, and pickups video is coming soon. I cannot wait. You are not gonna want to miss this latest pickups video for October because I'm pretty excited about it. I've never been more excited to make a video in my life. So you guys take it easy.